What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I hope all is well with you. And guys, I just want to know, for all the Black Panther fans out there, I just want to know, how does it feel? Boom. How does it feel? How does it feel to know you got played like a fool when it comes to the Black Panther property and the MCU going forward? You guys must know, man, back in the resources of your mind. I know there's a lot of anti-recast T'Challa people out there who, just for the sake of being contrarian, never want to admit when they're wrong. But guys, the evidence is all around us. And I have this article here that came out a couple of months ago. Must have went under the radar, but I'm going to bring it to your attention because I'm going to rub your face all in it, baby. And this was on CBR.com. Right? And it seems like they're just starting to put the pieces together that maybe something is wrong here with Black Panther going forward into the future. And maybe we should have considered more than a couple of minutes whether we should have recast it or not. Okay? So this article, as I said, was on CBR.com. And the headline goes a little something like this. Hit it! It says here, can Eyes of Wakanda still thrive during the MCU's superhero fatigue phase? Superhero fatigue phase. Now, guys, we all know that's some BS by now. It's just a matter of crappy writing, bad visionaries, and just laziness all around, guys. Because you have so much rich source material that's out there, so many epic stories that they could be translating onto the big screen. But no, that takes a back seat to all of the political dealings that's going on. This is what I was talking about in the last video. They're making movies by committee. Thank you. Big shout out to Dakota Johnson for throwing that truth out there that we've been talking about for the longest. But that's what it is. It's not really superhero fatigue because we've been in this fandom forever. It's like, look at me. I was a child when I picked up my first comic. I am now an old man, but I'm still interested. You know what I mean? So there is no superhero fatigue. We're just tired of the bullshit. Okay? So they're talking about how, you know, Black Panther broke through in a major way. So many people loved the movie. So many people thought that it was so-so or whatever. But I've always said you got to judge Black Panther on two levels, right? There's the movie, which is, you know, a Marvel movie, whatever, standard stuff. And then there's the phenomenon that surrounded it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know a lot of people are like, it wasn't all that. The best MCU movie was Winter Soldier. Get the fuck out of here with that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the phenomenon that was Black Panther, all right? Because that was a major breakthrough, okay? That's what people are not understanding, right? So, because it was so successful, so popular, so impactful, people thought that it was going to be more than it was going forward. But then because of the untimely passing of Chadwick Boseman, it changed the whole trajectory of where it was supposed to go. All right, so this is where the article picks up, right? And it says here, let's see. The death of Chadwick Boseman, regarding that, this changed everything. With the premise of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, seeing the character of Black Panther / T'Challa killed off screen, which was a bitch move, okay? You killed him off screen, and it was said that he died the same way that the actor died. Talk about lazy writing, but that's okay because you were in your feelings, so you just accepted anything they wanted to give you. Here, come, and they treat the Black community like we're special needs because you see other properties where the actor will die or whatever, and they'll get right back to what they were doing. All right, look at Rust. A poor girl got shot dead on the set of Rust. They're still gonna release the fucking movie. Why? Because, well, shit, we spent money on it. We've invested in this. You know what I mean? White audiences wouldn't say anything. General audiences won't say anything. But specifically, the Black audience is one that they feel has to be coddled. So they won't accept a recast. Oh no, their feelings will be hurt. And what did Black people do? They said, you right, balls. There can never be another one. And you know what the problem is? The most disturbing thing about that is that it betrays a greater mentality within the Black community where we only believe there can be just one Black Messiah. All right, Martin Luther King got assassinated. Well, I guess that's the movement. Let's go home, pack it up. It's over. Malcolm X gets assassinated. Well, oh well, we had a good run, didn't we? You know what I mean? But we got to understand we have to invest in our own talent. There are other black actors out there who could do as good or maybe even better than Chadwick Boseman. All he did was open the door. All Martin Luther King did was open the door. Malcolm X opened the door. Nothing stopped us from raising future leaders. There can be more than one per generation. Maybe we can be a community of leaders, of responsible people. But no. We're just going to keep singing our hymns and sad songs. But anyway, going on. While the movie didn't make as much as its predecessor, it was still a rousing success. I'll take your word for it. I didn't watch that Wakanda Forever BS. Especially considering the performance of many MCU projects since then. In other words, it was the smallest turd in a great big pile of shit, is basically what they're saying. It wasn't as bad as the rest of the MCU movies that came out at that time, so they're going to use that metric to call it a success. It wasn't a success by any of those means. Anyway, nevertheless, the decision not to recast T'Challa and have him remain the protagonist can definitely be seen as taking the wind out of the property's sails for future endeavors. Say that again. Nevertheless, the decision not to recast T'Challa and have him remain the protagonist can definitely, not maybe, definitely be seen as taking the wind out of the property's sails for future endeavors. As mentioned, Wakanda Forever did well, in spite of lacking the Black Panther himself. Well, no, we had Shuri. Okay, 90 pounds soaking wet. Stop it, okay? While this points to the idea that the property can exist without T'Challa, that might not be necessarily so. A large part of the movie's draw was the fact that it was essentially a tribute/heartfelt goodbye to both the Black Panther and his actor. King T'Challa was a major draw for the property, especially among black men and young black boys. Yeah, remember us? Remember me and my son when I did videos about that? Yes, we were the primary audience. There's nothing shameful about that. But what did they turn it into? They turned it into, we are family. Hey, yeah. I got all my sisters with me. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. That's the jam. It's a backyard jam. It's a basement jam. I love that jam. The Sister Sledge. My parents used to jam out to that. There's nothing wrong with we are family. I got all my sisters with me. Except that's not what the Black Panther is supposed to be about, okay? It's supposed to be about King T'Challa. And they somehow confused it with good times anytime you need a payment. When James died, damn. They should have had Queen Ramonda saying that, you know, the Angela Bassett character, when she found out that King T'Challa was dead. They should have had her like throw some dishes on the ground. Damn. And now Wakanda is stuck in the projects without its king, the way the black community, the black family was stuck in the projects without their patriarch, without their father, without James Evans. Same mentality, guys. But of course, we're used to that because, as I've said a billion times before, the black community is a matriarchy. So it's not a stretch of the imagination for us to accept that the black king would be dead and we can go on because black women don't need no man. No, we're just going to accept this. You know what I mean? It brought out the bitchin' men real quick. 1 minute we're watching Black Panther talking about, yes, my black king, my strong black king. Then the next minute we're back to, dear mama. It didn't take much. Black Panther was the only major black Marvel hero with his own movie that wasn't merely a spin-off / derivative character or a mantle swap. Thus, losing him is a major blow to what consumers want from the franchise. I want you guys to marinate in that statement. Black Panther followed a bouncing ball. Black Panther was the only major black Marvel hero with his own movie that wasn't merely a spin-off derivative character or a mantle swap. Of course, I know there's some people out there, well, that's not true. What about Blade? Shut up. We're talking about Black Panther right now, okay? Because he was the first. So what they're saying is, keep in mind, it wasn't a spin-off. It wasn't a derivative character, all right? Miles Morales, Black Captain America, who's the other one? Even Shuri, right? Derivative character or a mantle swap. Thus, losing him is a major blow to what consumers want from the franchise. Oh, yeah! That's what those guys, those pesky recast T'Challa people have been talking about for years, and you've been shouting them down. But of course, if a white man writes it, well, you know what? Well, he's got a point. Let's consider that, man. Yeah. We want to hear it from. We don't want to hear it from you, boy. We want to hear it from. I don't know. Once Nerdrotic talks about it, we'll accept it. Oh yeah, we got to hear it on Friday Night Tights. Now we're getting somewhere. But you, shut up, boy. We don't want to hear it from you. Shout out to those guys. Nothing but love and respect. Eyes of Wakanda is set in the generations before T'Challa became the Black Panther. Thus, there's no way the character that viewers already fell in love with will show up, regardless of his being played or voiced by Chadwick Boseman. Thus, there's instantly a drop in potential interest from the more casual audiences that made the first Black Panther a worldwide success. That's without even getting into the fact that it's an animated project that's on the Disney Plus, or Disney Plus as I call it, streaming service. On that note, Disney Plus as a whole has been part of the issue with the current aura surrounding the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they're just talking about this, and they go on to get into that whole superhero fatigue stuff that we've already addressed. But the point is that we're finally starting to address that maybe jumping right back out there with Wakanda Forever without T'Challa, even though T'Challa's got something like fucking 40 years of history, but you're going to make an end run around that, right? You're not going to tell any of those stories. We got T'Challa Jr. T'Challa Jr. is going to get those stories. Dude, you sound retarded. It's been something like 3 or 4 years later. T'Challa Jr. is not coming back, all right? And if he is coming back, he's still not T'Challa, okay? Have you ever named your child after you? When you're dead, does anybody come to the funeral and say, don't mourn for the senior, we have the junior. The junior is going to live the senior's life. No, they're two separate individuals. I don't know. Thinking about it, maybe we are special needs. Maybe we are kind of learning impaired because we're just not getting that concept. Every time somebody comes back at me with T'Challa Jr., look, T'Challa Senior, T'Challa Jr., they're two separate things. 1, 2. Senior, junior, senior, junior. Let's call the whole thing off. All right, guys, so there it is. I want you guys to consider this, man. It's like, come on, man. It's like our kids, they need these positive images now. Don't talk to me about, 10, 15, even 5 years later. Look outside your window. Kids need to feel good about themselves. They need something that they can latch on to. All right. And T'Challa, Black Panther, was created for that. It's one of those things. There's dignity in the very first Marvel superhero. There's dignity in that. He's not just wearing somebody else's costume. He's not black. You're not going to get this from Black Captain America. All right. Steve Rogers is Captain America. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I know I've made videos joking about that in the past, but it's the truth, and new generations of kids know that. They might love Miles Morales. It's true. All right, but that Miles Morales is not T'Challa Black Panther, and that's what we're talking about here, guys. So anyway, there it is. I'm going to leave that article in the pinned comment below, by the way, if you want to check it out. You can get in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel about this. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. I thank you for the super thanks. You guys are the best. I'll catch you in the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.